Hi. So as you know, this channel is called Bisexual Real Talk. And that means that I have to talk even when it makes people feel uncomfortable, and even when that person who's uncomfortable is myself. So last night was the second Single Bisexuals night that I initiated. And it might surprise you to know that I wasn't there. And you might ask, wait, you initiated this event. Why wouldn't you be there? It's because the leadership of one of the groups that I was working with felt it was more necessary to ensure the desires and the wants of members of the gay community than it was to make sure that the bisexuals attending the event felt safe and their needs were met. And you might say, man, that sounds biased. Man, that sounds like you're trying to, stick your finger in someone's eye. But give me a second. Allow me to kind of explain why this might have happened. First of all, think about if you are the leadership of a community and you kind of like navigating the world. Politics is very important to you. You don't want to seem like you're doing something that is that makes you isolated, like you're trying to isolate the group, or you don't want bad press, you don't want people talking bad about you, so you want to be as open as possible and you want to make sure that no one's unhappy with you, which if you're a leader, that's kind of an important thing, right? Okay, so there's that aspect. The second aspect is the fact that almost all of the leadership of the organization I was partnering with are not single. And they haven't been single for a number of years. And when you haven't been single as a bisexual in a long time or never, you kind of forget stuff. Like if you are single, you are a single bisexual watching this, you remember what it feels like to try and flirt with someone of the same sex when someone of the opposite sex is watching you, if that other person's straight. So if you're a guy, and I know a lot of single bisexual guys will know what I'm talking about when I say this, if you're going to open up to someone of the same sex for the very first time and you see a straight woman staring at you, you feel really uncomfortable because of the way society has made things happen. You know what that's like. If you are a woman and you are trying to flirt with a woman and you see some straight guy watching you, you don't tell me that you're not thinking about if they're sexualizing you two together or not. These are the things that make you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes members of different sexual orientations make you feel uncomfortable. This is the experience of being single and bisexual. And if you've not been a single bisexual in a really long time, you can forget about this. And you can start thinking that politics is more important than the comfort level and the needs of the people you're trying to serve. So because of that, I no longer felt comfortable being the host of such an event, and I didn't even feel comfortable as a participant. Like if this was being hosted by someone else, I had just seen this event, there was no way in the world I would attend because I just wouldn't have felt comfortable, and many people like myself would have been the same thing. But why bring this up, right? Why bring this up? I bring it up because I think it speaks to a larger issue. And I have pussyfooted around the second issue for a long time, but LGBT has raised millions of dollars. Bisexuals make up a larger portion of the LGBT community than the G's and the L's. And we have more needs that need to be met than the L and the G's, right? However, up until a few months ago, and it could be the same still now, but I know for sure up until a few months ago, out of the millions of dollars that have been raised recently by the LGBT community, using in part the B's, only less than $10,000 of that was designated to bisexual groups. So out of millions, only 10,000 of that, less than 10,000 of that, have been given to bisexual groups. Doesn't that seem wrong? Because it is. It's wrong. It's horrible. But you have to ask yourself, why is this happening? Is it because the leadership, or LGBT leadership, is evil or bad people? I don't think it is. I don't know any of them. I've never met them. But I would suspect that these are all good, caring people. And the reason why they don't designate the money is because they don't realize what it's like to be bisexual. It's a distancing thing. If bisexuals aren't speaking up and saying, hey, this is important, then they forget that it's important. And it's like an oversight. So like the Single Bisexual Singles event, the LGBT community are just forgetting what's important and what it is that they should be doing. And you have to ask, well, how do you solve that? It's easy. You solve that by you speaking up about the things you need. There's something called lobbying, and you heard about it in terms of politics, like corporations go and lobby politicians. The reason why that happens is because there are a lot of issues out there and a lot of things that are important. Unless there's someone talking into their ear about it, you can forget. You can forget what's important. So if you want things to be different within the bisexual community and the way the bisexuals are treated from outside the community, you have to speak up. You don't have to speak up to the leadership. You can speak up to anybody. You talking about the things you need gets you the things you need, even if it's just to a friend. Because you know what? That friend will probably talk to some other friend. And if someone else is talking, they're all going to talk to each other. And eventually, enough people will have spoken so that the people who need to hear it will hear it. So, unfortunately, the bisexual community went from having 0 events where single bisexuals can meet each other, to having 1 event where single bisexuals meet each other, to again having 0 events where single bisexuals meet each other. I'm truly hoping that someone will step up and make that happen. Create something so that you can find someone who you can love. And if something is important to you, you gotta speak up about it. It can't just be one person. It can't be one person doing everything. If you want a singles event, you know, I did everything I could. I swear to you, I swear to God, I worked as hard as I possibly could. I swear to God, I gave up weeks of my life trying to put the first event together. And I gave up a full week of my life from work that I need to be doing to get the second event together. I swear I did everything. And I swear when the event was starting to be changed from a single bisexuals event to something else, I swear to God, I did everything I could possibly do to give you guys the event that I basically promised you. But I failed. So if this is to happen again, if there's going to be another event, you have to say something. You have to speak up. You have to ask for what it is you need. And don't be shy about it. You don't have to be ashamed of needing stuff. We're human. We need stuff. So speak up. Well, that's it. That's the video. I hope you can take the positives from this and create into reality the things that you need and want. Until next time, stay cooler, my bisexual friends. Stay cooler.